everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jimmy, and today I'm going to show you some customizations that you should definitely try on your Samsung Galaxy device. Now you might notice on the very top left hand side I do have the date along with the time. If I swipe down once, you'll be able to see that there's even some seconds going along with the time, and my quick settings, I pretty much have all of them just showing up on one page. You might even notice that when you take a look at some of my folders that they are a different color, and even when you open them up, they're also displaying that exact same color, and a bunch of other things that I was able to do on my Samsung phone. So first up, let's take a look at the date and time settings that you're able to change on the top, and also your quick settings. So how you're able to get this done is you want to head over inside of the Galaxy Store. Then inside the Galaxy Store, you want to search for GoodLock. Now, once you find GoodLock, which this is just basically an application made by Samsung for Samsung, this just holds a bunch of different modules that you're able to fully customize your Samsung Galaxy device. Now, I know that this application of GoodLock is region locked, so some of you may not be able to access this, but the majority of the viewers are able to see GoodLock and get it downloaded. So for the first customizations, we'll head over inside of QuickStar. So this was everything that you saw that was changed on the top, pretty much the date and the time, also the quick settings. I'll show you what it looks like when you have all of this turned off. So you can see right here that there is no seconds, there is no date, same thing here, there is no seconds, and then this is what it looks like stock. It is a 4x3 settings, pretty much when it comes down to your quick settings on the very top. Now, once you turn this one on, what you're able to do is you can take a look and you can change some of your visibility indicator icons. That just means all of these up over there, but I pretty much left them the way it was. But when it comes down to the clock settings, this is where you can, if you want, show the seconds. And that's just when you pull it down, it's going to be inside of this screen and this screen here. So because it's not turned on right now, you weren't able to see it. So as you scroll down, it's just able to have more area to show everything because your notifications will pop up down over here. So these are the two screens that you can see the seconds in. Also, if you wanted to, you can show the PM and AM, but that just takes up too much space on the notifications panel, taking away from notifications. Now, when it comes down to the date, if you would like it to show on the very top, you have several different options. You have this full thing here, like Monday. I mean, it's super nice when you just take a look at the top of your phone and you know exactly which day it is rather than trying to scroll down and see what it is. The only downside to this right here is that it is taking away from notifications. If I had notifications, it would be a little white dot. Now, because I would like to see a little bit more than that, I went with this option here. So you can see how it moved over on that notifications panel. That just gives you more room for notifications to pop up. And you also have these options as well, which pretty much does almost the same thing. So I'm going to keep it right there for 8:26. So this way I can kind of see just a little bit of exactly what it is when it comes down to the date. You can also change where you want it to be, if you want it to be left, hide, or right. So I always keep it on the left-hand side. Now, next up will be the quick settings on the very top up over here, which you can see that I have everything laid out on one page. It's pretty much a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a 6x3 showing everything. And there is actually more that you can add in if you want to. Just hit on the little edit button, and then you hit on edit. This is where you can add more in and you can take some of these out. So if there's some of these you don't really use, hit the little minus button, bring something else up. So once you have everything sitting there the way that you want, I'll show you what it looks like by stock. Here it is by stock, it's a 4x3. So pretty much in these settings here, in terms of QuickStar, you just turn on this little change quick setting grid, and I put it very narrow. So I went all the way to the right-hand side for it to show everything. Let's say that we go right over here to where it's pretty much wide. It's just adding in a bunch of space. This is what it looks like. This is 3x3. So maybe you use less quick settings than I do and you want it to be more clean. You want to have maybe 1 or 2 pages and you just want it to be a 3x3. That is how you can set it up. Or you can move it kind of in the middle, and then this way it would be set up as a 4x3. The next thing that you can do is you can maybe bump it up a little bit more. And then with this one here, you got this setup, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5x3, and there's still a little bit left. But the way that I had mine set up, which I just want to show everything, because if this is a quick settings grid, I want everything to be right here so I can quickly change all in one page. So that is why I went all the way to the very right hand side, which is narrow. Now the next settings to try would be inside of Home Up. So Home Up is where you can change things for your home screen, your folders, and Task Changer. So for the home screen, this is where you can actually turn on or off loop pages. So if you'd like to have all of your home pages just loop around, you can turn it on. Here you can see that it's actually not looping, and that's because I have something on here that is not a home screen. This is my leftmost page. This is where you would have your news page. Basically, this could be your Google Discover or your Samsung News. So all you'd have to do to turn it off is do a simple pinch to zoom, pull it down, turn it off, and now you don't have that little left page there. So now all you're left with is all of your home pages that you're able to do the loop. So just remember, if you do turn on loop, you have to turn off your leftmost page, which is just a simple, pinch to zoom and turn it off. Now, the other settings that you can change on over here is Finder Access. So this is where you can swipe down anywhere on your phone, and it opens up your Finder Access so you can find anything on your device or search the web. Now, you can have Finder Access nowhere, which is by deselecting everything. You can have it both on your home screen and app screen, or you can have it on the home screen, or you can have it in the app. So whichever one is highlighted is where it works. I would suggest not to do it on your home screen because if you swipe down, you won't be able to go inside of your notifications panel or the quick settings. So right here makes no sense, but it makes sense when you go inside of your application tray, which you can still get out by swiping up. So if you go inside your application tray and now you swipe down, now it's going to have your Finder Access right here, and you can just start typing immediately with the keyboard popping up. Now, yes, you can just go inside the application tray and then you have to tap on the very top, but that means that you have to reach to the top for it to get there. So if you just want a simpler, faster way to go inside of the Finder Access, go inside the application tray, swipe down, and then you can search your phone as well as the internet. Now going back to Home Up, let's go inside of Folder because you can make a few changes with your folder look. So when you take a look right over here, when you open up the folder, I have mine set up to do a 4x4. And when it comes down over here, when you're looking at the grid icon, it is a 3x3, meaning this is showing a 3x3, which was done through the settings. And right here, I have it set up as a 4x4. For a little while, I had it 4x5, but I noticed I was wasting space, so I brought it back down to a 4x4. Now, you might also notice that there is actually a different color when it comes down to some of these folders. Now, you can just do this just from the normal home screen. You don't have to have any application for it. You just create a folder, you tap over here, and you select what color you want it to be. So this is actually the stock color when you first create a folder. So when you tap up over here, you can choose whichever color you want to have. So I'm going to go up over here. I'm going to select this color wheel. I'm going to put this one right back to black. And now that it is black, you can also see that the folder, when it's opened up, will actually display the same color that you have on the home screen. Now that is being done with this little setting here. You can actually turn this off, and it's actually off by default. So you'll have a colored folder, and when you open it up, it'll come up with a different color. It's more of a transparent, darker color, kind of like that first color that you saw. But this is where you can actually apply the color to the folder background. And that is how, when you open it up, it'll display all the applications with that color that you selected for the folder. Then you have your task changer. So this is where you can change if you want to have a different recent applications view. So you have your vertical list and stack, slim list. Really do whichever one makes you happy. This is like a little list right here. It's kind of like set up, with like books, as it's a little carousel. Here's your stack. So all of them will kind of stack on top of each other, and then the grid. So I was using vertical list. This one's very nice and easy to use. So let's just say that we go through a few different applications. Let's open up Instagram, and let's also go through, let's open up YouTube. Let's also open up, let's see here, YouTube Music. And now when I go inside of my recent applications, this is what it looks like. So rather than having the regular, vertical options, you have all of these. Now, this is pretty nice because I can actually swipe down and still select this one. You can even make all of these ones mini if you would like, but I just kept it the way it was with stack. And you do have all of your little settings when it comes down by tapping on those little app icons. If you want to have app information, open in split screen, pop-up view, or keep open. So you do have all of those options over there. You just have to tap on the left side of it. And if you want to get rid of any of these applications, you just swipe it. And if you want to open them, you just be able to tap and open them up. So yeah, you have a few different options up over here. Probably one of my favorite is the vertical list. There's a few additional small little changes that you can do over here. Allow bottom gestures in full screen mode, switch to previous apps with gestures. You can either have your recommended apps on or off, which means when you go inside of the screen, this is what is recommended. So if you open up something else, What'll pop up will be another application put in its place. It's kind of just going based off of what you would probably more than likely open up. So the recommended does a very good job. So what I'm about to show here now is everything stock on the phone. And just to let you know, if there's a few things you want to do with your folders that you were not able to do because you can't get Good Lock, you can just press and hold anywhere on your home screen, and you can actually go inside of settings. This is where you can change a few things right here. So you have your home screen grid if you like to change the home screen. You also have your apps screen grid if you'd like to change this. You have your grids on the bottom, and again, your folder grid. But you can see there's only 2 options here. Good Lock just unlocks more options for you. So there's a few changes you can do without Good Lock. Now, when it comes down to the rest of this that is just stock, you can see here that I have different colors. On your phone, if you didn't make any changes here, it's going to be probably this darker gray with white icons and just white everything. So this is where you just use color palette. So it is all based off of the wallpaper that you use. When you press and hold, you go inside of the wallpaper and style, you go to color palette, and it looks at your wallpaper, but it gives you all these different options. So mine could be completely different than what you get when it comes down to the wallpaper colors here. And also on the very top, you can scroll through and see what your phone would look like. So if you are not using this one, you want to see what this looks like, or what this one looks like, what any of these ones over here would look like, you can take a look. So this is the one that I actually have set up. Also, if you don't want to use the wallpaper colors, you can just use basic colors. And with basic colors, you have a single icon or a single color, or you can use a combination of colors. But I'm going to go off of my wallpaper here, and then this is where you hit on apply. So this way you'd be able to make your phone look just a little bit better based off of your wallpaper. If you have a very colorful wallpaper or a bunch of purples or a bunch of reds, then those colors will actually pop up as your color palette. And then right after that, you might want to take a look at some of the widgets. So you can kind of see how mine is all set up. I've got the folders, which we talked about. This widget right here, you can press and hold. You can make this one bigger. You can make it smaller. You can also change the color of it as well. And I have videos showing off how you can change all these colors. If you want to have it, actually stating the word Google, if you want it to be rectangle instead of round. Now, after this Google widget, you can see that this one, there's really not too many settings I can do. I can actually stack it and put another widget on top of this. And then as you're swiping through, you can swipe through some of your widgets. So maybe this one over here, I might want to move over there. So I can actually just press and hold, move it. I can just lay it right on top. And then now what I have is I have a little stack of widgets. So this way I don't have to, have it on 2 different home pages. They're just sitting right here. Again, if you want to make a change, you press and hold and you can edit the stack. Now, when they stack on top of each other, it's because they are the exact same grid options. They're basically like this, 4x1 option. If you were to go through here and you change the sizes, they might actually unstick and unstack from each other. So that is just one of the things that you might want to take a look at. And then also have my weather widget on the top left. So just go through all of your little widget options of what you like to set up. You press and hold anywhere on the screen, you go to widgets, and this is where you have all those options. So when you take a look at the Google Alexa, you have your 1x1, the 4x1. So this one right here would be a stack on top of what I already have created. If you have this one here that's like a 4x2, and you find another option that's like a 4x2, then those two can stack together. So that's pretty much how that works. And you can have several stacks on top of each other. So you can have multiple widgets all in one place, and it does kind of help out a little bit. So this way you can just swipe between them. So this was just a quick little video to show you how you can just fully customize your Samsung phone without completely changing the device. Maybe I showed off a few things that maybe you didn't know you were able to do, such as the date and the time, the quick settings all showing on one screen. Some people actually mentioned in a past video that they didn't even know that you can even change the color of a folder, which was just basic. It's been there for so many years, beyond what I can even remember. So hopefully you guys appreciate this video. Several things that you definitely can go out there and try. But if you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe on the very bottom left-hand side. And if you like this video, then more than likely you'll also like this video. And I'll see you guys later.